of the air forces of President Chiang Kai-shek. This is an actual bombing raid, and as we sight the first of the rebel villages, we commence the attack. Chiang Kai-shek is making desperate efforts to unite the various provinces of China, many of which are torn by internal dissension. And if he can't do it one way, he tries another, including bombs.
In October 1934, the Central Red Army, the 25th Army Group, the 4th Front Army, and the 2nd and 6th Army Groups began a series of maneuvers that would eventually become the Long March. The air was thin, there was no trail to follow, and not a soul to be seen. In October 1936, the 2nd and 4th Front Armies arrived at Huining and Yangtaibu in Gansu, where they joined forces with the 1st Front Army. The link-up of the three main Red Army forces marked the triumphant end of the Long March. The Red Army, having fought some 600 battles, crossed over 40 mountains and nearly 100 rivers, was in its own right a legend in the history of warfare. Also included in the book are a great number of photos of Red Army soldiers who, having narrowly escaped death, were about to march towards the front to fight the Japanese. Their clothes were ragged, but their spirits were high, simply because they believed that, having survived the Long March, there was no force on earth that could stop them.
China was finally at peace. At 3 p.m. on October the 1st, 1949, the founding ceremony of the People's Republic of China began in Tiananmen Square in Beijing. From the top of the Gate of Heavenly Peace, Mao Zedong declared the founding of the new country. Mao pressed a button and the 5-star red flag slowly began to rise.
China's economic reforms began in the countryside.
没有种上东西，一小块水面没有利用起来搞养殖业。
At the end of 1978, almost at the same time that Deng Xiaoping was speaking, in this hut of Xiaogang village, 18 villagers added their thumbprint to an agreement known as the All-Round Contract System. Yan Hongzhang never expected the experiment he initiated would have a huge impact far beyond his own small village and become the pioneer of China's rural economic reform. In March, the State Council approved the renaming of Bao'an County in Guangdong Province as Shenzhen City.
把马克思主义的普遍真理同我国的具体实际结合起来，走自己的道路，建设有中国特色的社会主义。
Socialism with Chinese characteristics has been the answer to the key question of what path China should follow since its reform and opening up started. It has become the great banner guiding reform, opening up and socialist modernization in the new era. The same year, Deng Xiaoping traveled south to Shenzhen, Zhuhai and Xiamen for the first time, fully affirming the results of building the SEZs. Subsequently, the central government decided to open up another 14 coastal port cities. China's national initiative for developing high technology was called the 863 program. and it was approved by the central government in November 1986, with tens of thousands of scientists in different fields now working together to tackle technological challenges. China's high-tech development entered a new era.
The total number of cases has reached over 83 million as of the end of
Rising
2020.
xenophobia and politicization. Will all this lead to the end of globalization as we know it?
人类社会应该向何处去？我们应该为子孙后代创造一个什么样的未来？对这一重大命题，我们要从人类共同利益出发，以负责任态度做出明智选择。在经济全球化时代，开放融通是不可阻挡的历史趋势。我们坚持和发展中国特色社会主义，中国共产党和中国人民将在自己选择的道路上昂首阔步走下去，把中国发展进步的命运牢牢掌握在自己手中。